13. Jesus was talking about the signs of the end of the world and about its return. He said, "But as to that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." 33. Be alert. Watch out, because you don't know when that time will come. It's like when he was a kid. I didn't know when my parents were going to return. 34. It's like when a man goes on a trip and leaves his house in the care of his servants, each one with his task, and he orders the doorkeeper to keep watch. 35. Therefore, stay awake, because you do not know when the owner of the house will return, whether at dusk, or at midnight, or at the crowing of the cock, or at dawn. 36. Lest he come suddenly and find them asleep. 37. What I say to you, I say to everyone, stay awake. Mark 13. 32 to 37. Very judicious. 2 key questions. 1. Why do we need to be responsible? 2. Because Jesus is the owner. The passage says, it is like when a man goes on a trip and leaves his house in the care of his servants, each with his task, and he orders the doorkeeper to keep watch. 35. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know when the owner of the house will return. Mark 13. 34 to 35. The owner of the house is Jesus and we are his servants. He has given us a task and we must be responsible in fulfilling it. When I think about my experience as a child, I recognize that I was not responsible with the homework that my parents gave me. He acted as if he owned the house. I did whatever I wanted. He ignored the reality that he was only an administrator of the assets and the true owners were my parents. Jesus is the true owner of this house, this world. Paul said, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. 16. For through him all things were created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones, powers, principalities, or authorities, everything has been created through him and for him. 17. He is prior to all things, which through him form a coherent whole. 18. He is the head of the body, which is the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn of the resurrection, to be first in all things. 19. For God was pleased to dwell in him in all his fullness. 20. And through him to reconcile to himself all things, both those on earth and those in heaven, making peace through the blood he shed on the cross. Colossians 1. 15 to 20. We are his servants, the stewards of his creation. But what's more, if you have trusted Jesus for your salvation, you are no longer your own master. Jesus is the true owner of your life. Paul said, do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you and whom you have received from God? You are not your own owners. 20. Were bought for one price. Therefore, honor God with your body. 1 Corinthians 6. 19 to 20. B. Because the owner returns. Why do we need to be responsible? Because the true owner, Jesus, returns. We do not know the date or time. They do not